You're tuned in to Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk, live every weekday on the Nation Network YouTube.
It's Friday. It's a Sherwood Ford Giant game day. We're all in the same room, and Baggedmilk's here. It's
I'm here
gonna
too.
Be a good show.
Is my mic on?
It is on.
Hell
all right.
Yeah.
We are firing on all cylinders. Let's get into it with the lead. Yes, it is a Sherwood Ford Giant game day, and yes, this is the lead brought to you by our friends at Soho, sohoyeg.com. They have a huge 100-inch screen for the games, and for Fridays like tonight, they also have some live music. There's a lot going on at Soho. Friday game day, it is the spot to be, Jay.
It's pre-game, during the game, post-game. Soho's got you covered. And delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Try this out.
It is delicious. They have a great game day pizza and a beer special. Find out more, sohoyeg.com. Today's lead, the Oilers, after blowing out the Arizona Coyotes, are looking to keep the ball rolling here and snap out of a very long losing streak against the Minnesota Wild. The Oilers have lost 7 straight to the Wild. Listen, I'm no math expert, but eventually I like to think you're just due, right? They're due tonight.
We have to get some positive regression here at some point against the Wild. Do we not, Tyler?
Positive regression. That'll be one of the potential keys to victory.
That is the only key.
Yeah, that is the only key, is
Positively regress against the Minnesota Wild.
There's a lot of other stuff I want to get to on today's show. As always, if you want to drop a take, you can do so by heading over to YouTube, the Nation Network on YouTube. That is where we are live. We've set what I would describe as a very aggressive like goal for the show today. Liam, that is your department. Take us through our like goal today.
Today's light goal, 93.
Ooh.
Huge. For obvious reasons. It's Friday. We got Baggedmilk.
Yeah.
We got all of us in the room. The
Kid is hot.
The kid is hot. The news is huge.
Yeah.
So there's no reason we can't hit 93 yesterday. We got 124 in yesterday's show when it was all said and done.
Well, Tyler will eat cat food if he gets to 93, right?
No. I've made one too many cat food bets already.
Well, now it's
season.
your brand, so now you just have to eat cat food. This is what's supplanting the Beat Cast, actually.
You know, not
it's
everything.
The Mix Cast.
Yeah.
Not everything has to tie into my brand, right?
You're just going to have a pocket
It's
full
all
of kibble
about
eventually.
having a brand. My brand, Uggs. Hello. Your brand, cat food.
My brand, excellence.
My brand, Devon Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
He's terrible, Liam.
Says who?
It's all subjective, really.
I mean, it is, I guess. We're going to talk about the lines tonight and all of that stuff tied into the matchup. I see a bunch of the regulars are all hanging around in the chat. Chris is in, says only 88 more likes to go. And that's an old comment. We're already at 27 likes. So if you're watching on the Nation Network YouTube, help us get to 93. Tyson says 93 is huge, both as a like goal and as a player. He thinks we can get there, though, and I love it. Rusty, the Reckless Optimist, says, big game tonight. I think the Oilers split the 2 against the Wild and then continue on a huge run in December. I'm still predicting 11-4 or 10-5 this month. Peter says, hard one tonight. Oilers don't match up well against the Minnesota Wild. Last time out against Minnesota, they did not have their best, but I still think it was, in a way, their goalie could have stolen that one or helped them get a point. He didn't even have to steal him. Jack Campbell just had to not be bad in that hockey game against the Wild, and I really feel like the Oilers could have snuck at least a point out of that matchup.
Man.
But
we
they
had
had
no gas. Yes, we had a 1-goal lead, but we had no steam.
They got outshot real bad. They basically,
which is a systemic problem because we had to have the nuclear deterrent of Connor and Leon playing the night before to get past the Chicago Blackhawks.
And they're keeping
we
that
ran out of gas. We spent all of our gas.
Okay, but
on the Chicago Blackhawks.
But then Woodcroft, last game out against the Arizona Coyotes, a team that was at the end of a long road trip, was ripe for the picking. We said we didn't want the Oilers to just win. We wanted them to beat the ever-loving you-know-what out of the Coyotes.
What is the you-know-what?
I'm trying to keep the show more family-friendly. Sure, snot.
See, well, I put it on a T for you. You can use any word.
The tar.
Yes.
They did that, but they needed McDavid and Draisaitl to play together in order to accomplish it again. I feel like there was a chance where I'm going. I know. I feel like in that game against Arizona, there was a chance for Jay Woodcroft to do some things to maybe set up the team a little bit differently. You know, could have split up McDavid and Draisaitl, and he'd probably still win that game because the Coyotes are junk. you probably could have started Jack Campbell and let him face the 17 D grade scoring chances.
Then I wouldn't have hit the -3.5 puck line, Tyler.
You might have.
Well,
I'm saying I thought
maybe an 8-6 game.
That game against Arizona was great. It was awesome to see the Oilers pummel an opponent for really what feels like the first time in a while.
We just needed it as a fan base.
We did.
Spiritually.
And also the team did too.
Yes.
Like there was no real celebration except for Klim Kostin, just because he's
winning the city over.
He's what Puljujarvi should be. Like lovable, likable guy, but like fights Cassian.
Plays a little greasy.
Gets on the score sheet.
I liked his line today at morning skate. Someone asked him about yesterday at the skate. Someone asked him about fighting Cassian again. And his response was just, you guys asked me that yesterday.
Good, call him out.
And the reporter was like, well, I'm asking again. And Costin was like, what? Like, why do we have to keep talking about this? He's great. He's lovable.
I had a Blues fan in my mentions today on Twitter, and he was just talking about how the Oilers absolutely fleeced St. Louis on that trade. He's like, there's a lot of people in St. Louis that really like Klim Kostin and are bummed that he didn't get the opportunity to be him with the Blues. I'm all in on Klim.
Me too.
Well, like what's not to like right now? All the early signs are fantastic. He's bringing physicality. We need more grit. He's bringing some grit.
A little bit of silliness.
You need to keep things light.
Yep.
Yeah. Got to keep it light. Can't just be down yourself all the time. It's very easy in season especially if you're not performing, to get down yourself, or the schedule's kind of going the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, also, as per Taylor Hall, the Edmonton media breathing down your neck and not weighing on you. Got to keep it light.
I agree. Where I was getting with this, and this point is taking me quite a while to get across.
Baggedmilk and I are here to make sure that it does take long.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Many stops along the way.
I think against Arizona, you could have split everyone up and gotten a lot of different pieces feeling good. And you didn't do that. And that leaves me a little...
Well, okay. So, yes, we went Connor and Leon. But, like, look at all the scoring. Look who scored.
Derek Ryan looked like Derek McDavid.
Exactly.
That goal was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Well, we have to always remember that it doesn't matter if you're a fourth liner. Like, you've got game. Like, you came up playing hockey, being extremely skilled, and then you got to the NHL, and then you mold your game to be whatever it needs to be able to stay in the NHL.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you play shinny against an NHLer, they're going to make you look dumb.
Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is.
Doesn't matter.
I remember I played in a charity event against Robin Regier like 7 years after he retired, and it was stunning.
Was that the Hockey Helps?
Yeah,
he was. I same thing. He was so good.
You would like blink, and he'd just be like on you, and the puck's gone, and you're like, okay, well, that was pointless.
And like, he's a pencil.
Oh yeah,
and like played like he was like a 300-pound like gorilla. Like the guy was tough and mean, and it was cool to see. They're good. These guys are good.
The Minnesota Wild tonight, they're an interesting team because they've been like wildly inconsistent, but it feels like they're maybe starting to see
Wazinga.
I didn't even.
You didn't even realize it?
Nope.
Wow.
6 and
Liam,
4.
the local, I was going to say Brit. Englishman. Enjoys a good pun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing gets by me. I made the name of the show today, A Wild Friday Night.
Do you get it?
Hopefully it'll be wildly entertaining.
Wildly inconsistent. The Oilers have been wildly unsuccessful against Minnesota in recent memory.
Are you telling Porky Pies?
Oh, I love that. That's more Australian, though, I believe.
But you don't speak, Cockney comes from,
Pork pies?
Porky Pies? You don't speak Cockney?
No, I don't speak That's London.
How dare you? You just put your
That happens to be in England?
I'm a Mancunian.
I don't even know what that means.
Sounds like a virus.
Well,
I'm coughing. I'm trying to connect it.
This is like I'm trying to drive an 18-wheeler down an icy hill.
At what kind of grade?
It's going all over the place. All right. I'm trying to stay focused.
Welcome to episode 391 of Nation Real Life.
That's pretty much what this is right now.
Kind of feels like
somebody commented, Brendan Wozniak commented, I played with Petrovic once and he was terrible.
Former Oiler. Respect.
Oh, okay.
I played with Petrovic.
Fair.
Remember him and Kevin Gravel on the same blue line?
Say, come on.
Struds was a big Kevin Gravel guy. I remember I went to a game.
I'm starting to think that Struds' love of certain defensemen is questionable, though, at best.
Well, I'm also like Gregor's becoming good on Broberg. I got to pay more attention to him because like I'm still not seeing it yet. But like I know once again he's got to develop.
He hasn't
I'm
made.
not writing him off. I'm just like he's still young.
He hasn't made very many, if any, like grade A mistakes.
And that's a
Great.
good first step.
Yep.
Although he's known for his skating as puck moving, but we'll get there.
Did Tyler Benson clear waivers? Yes, he did.
Wow.
Tyler Benson cleared waivers.
I thought someone would take him.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't really do much. I like him. I think he's on that path of trying to build himself into a bottom 6 NHLer from a skilled guy.
What I found interesting about him going on waivers is that James Hamblin did not.
That's actually, I didn't think about that.
Hamlin's a buzzsaw, but does he have to go through waivers, Hamlin?
I don't think so.
Is he waiver eligible?
But that they made that choice, I guess.
Benson on waivers.
Benson goes down.
Oh,
Hamlin stays.
yeah. Fair.
Led to some speculation that maybe Warren Foegele would be ready to go tonight, but that does not appear to be the case. Early reports saying it's going to be the exact same lineup for the Edmonton Oilers that they had against the Arizona Coyotes, which means the top line is staying nuclear with McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman. The second line is sticking with the Nuge, Yamamoto, and Janmark trio. Yamamoto, man, he had that breakaway, and I think it was Corb in the chat who said he wished he would have scored on that. Yeah, it would have been great to see Yamo.
You could see the nerves. He lost the handle on it there.
Yeah.
You could see like he was getting nervous, and he still almost pulled it off. But you know what? He had a good game. He got 2 points, and he was buzzing around. Like, it was good to see him back in the ice. You kind of see the impact that he can provide. And it was good that he got on the score sheet in the assist column because even that's been a struggle for him. So it was good for him to even get 2 points. But that goal is a giant monkey on his back that we have to go take care of.
God,
I said we for some reason.
Well, we can help.
We have to manifest. You know what? I'm going to do my job.
Yep.
I'm going to bet on Yamamoto to score tonight.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Monkey off back.
Yep. You're welcome.
I still don't. You don't do Cockney.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Move on.
I'm more of a Coronation Street man than an EastEnders man.
So EastEnders is Cockney.
Yeah.
And Coronation Street is based in Manchester.
Yeah. And Emmerdale is Yorkshire.
I pictured you as an in-betweeners guy.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Everyone's an in-betweeners.
It doesn't
Great
matter.
I'm a broad church guy.
A broad church. I don't know what that is either. Maybe I'm not as educated as I thought I might.
You're not actually English,
It
are
was a
you?
show
Welsh.
with an actor who looks exactly like Dallas Eakins,
Never heard of it.
based in Broadchurch.
I'm starting to think that that you're not actually English. You're just putting this whole
Yeah, this is a
accent
fake-
on as a
All in
ruse.
There's a guy
It's
I
my
went to
bit.
school with, and he went and bartended in England for 2 years, and then came back with an accent. And then
happens
we
to
caught him. Oh no, we caught him. He was putting on a charade.
Mm-hmm. It's all
Caught
a
him in the
ruse.
act, and then he's like, "Yes, that's right." But he was trying to leverage it to come back cool with an accent.
I will reveal if I am English or Canadian when we hit 93 likes on the video.
Fair point.
Lee-
We just got
Liam will-
a fruit basket.
Liam will hold up one
Tis
passport.
the season.
Yes.
We actually got a whole fruit basket?
Yeah, just a
Hell
fruit
yeah.
basket just rolled into the office.
Okay.
We're having fruit.
The bottom 6 for the Oilers tonight will still have James Hamblin centering the third line with Holloway and
Love the work ethic.
Puljujarvi. I like that. I like that line. I think there's potential there.
There's some energy there. I'm fine. I like Hamlin. Like, you know, he doesn't really do too much with the puck yet, but just like he is buzzing around and he's making his presence known.
The fourth line combined for 2 goals last game, 1 from Costin, 1 from Derek Ryan. The only member of that line that did not score was their centerman, Devin Shore, who was one of 6 Oilers to be held off the score sheet last game. But that fourth line found a way to generate a couple of goals. Boy, could they ever use another one tonight. So that's your Oilers forward line. The D pairings are staying the same. And Stuart Skinner is getting the start between the pipes for the Oilers. He is expected, he's probable on daily faceoff. If he does start, it'll be the 6th time in the last 7 games that he's been the starting goalie for the Oilers. What do we think about going back to Skinner again? I get it in the moment because Minnesota's a good team. Skinner is your number 1. But are you worried that they're maybe going to overplay Skinner at some point here? Or is it just day by day, play the best guy, keep rolling?
You know what? Right now, it's play the best guy. I don't think he's played enough to kind of burn him out yet. So I think you got to keep rolling with the goalie that's, getting us the W's and making the stops, even though that Arizona game was really weird. Like, to still only let in 2 goals on, like, what do we have, like 7 shots?
I'm worried about it, like the Koskinen effect. I know we're talking about completely different guys, but I also remember what happened when Mikko played way too much. That's why I thought the Arizona.
I don't get Mikko vibes though from.
I'm just talking about workload, strict workload.
Yeah. It's early in the season. I think right now we have to give Jack the runway to work on his game, right? To spend some time. So like for him to have the week off, I am fine for that as an experiment. I don't think it's gonna cause any pain or anguish against Skinner. Keep riding him, and then next week we go back to the 1A 1B situation and we give it a try and see where Jack's at. Because obviously we're doing a back-to-back Monday, Tuesday.
He's gonna play.
Which game do you put? So if Skinner wins tonight, you have to put him in Minnesota again, and then you go Jack in Nashville.
Yeah.
And if Skinner doesn't win tonight, you go Jack, then Skinner.
Nah, I go Stu, and Campbell gets the Nashville game no matter what.
Oh,
The Oilers always seem to play well in Nashville, so I'd like to give him that one.
Leon Draisaitl.
Leon Draisaitl is the official mayor of Nashville.
President, CEO of the Predators.
Peter King's in the chat says, throw in Campbell unannounced. No pregame media, no time to process it mentally. He says it's all between the ears. And
it is all between the ears.
So just like 10 minutes before the game, he wants Woodcroft to walk in and be like, Stu, bench tonight. Campbell, you're playing.
Didn't they do that already? Didn't they do that?
Oh, yeah, against the Rangers.
Yeah, they didn't announce anything, and Jack Campbell allowed 3 and 2 got disallowed. So maybe it doesn't quite work as well.
Coach's challenge for the Vezina.
Jeremy Kupel for Hart Trophy. Anyway, Skinner's going to get the start tonight. We were at 54 likes on the Nation Network YouTube stream. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you hammer that like button as well. Big fan of, who was that? Steve, who said, I had to come in and give a like and bail. Let's go, boys. Hop in, hit the like button, get out of here. That's efficient business.
Well, stick around if you can.
We'd like you to stay.
We'd like you to stay.
But if
we have some things to say.
Smart Cowboy heard through the grapevine Soup is really down, and was thinking that Edmonton might be an easier place to play in than Toronto. I think all players know that every Canadian market is a relatively difficult place to play in from that specific perspective.
Unless you're in Ottawa, they don't care.
Yeah, because no one can drive to the rink.
Yeah, that's right. It's 2 hours out of Ottawa.
It's true.
It'd be like if the Oilers played in Lacombe. Alex hates that we're bashing the Sens right now. He just turned off his camera completely. Sorry, Alex.
Well,
I did it for you, Alex.
Close to Kanata.
I have no idea if he does or if he doesn't.
Alex travels by helicopter, so getting to the games is very effective.
He's very wealthy, so he just goes by helicopter wherever he needs to be.
I've been to the CTC. I went to a game, and it's a sleepy hike. Like you can fall asleep. It's long. Well,
dog barking.
It's
outside. Yeah,
we're in a neighborhood.
Yep.
Let's continue on with the Sherwood Ford Giant pregame portion of this show. The Minnesota Wild tonight rolling into Rogers Place. Like I said, they're coming off a loss, but they are still 6-4-0 in their last 10. They sit third in the Central Division. They have a goal differential of +2, and their lineup tonight will be relatively similar to the one that the Oilers faced not that long ago. Sam Steele centers the top line with Kirill Kaprizov, 5 goals in his last 5 games. He's playing some good hockey right now. Matt Zuccarello on the right side there. Second line, Frederick Gaudreau with Matt Boldy, the rookie sensation, and Nick Patan on the left side. Joel Eriksson-Ek, the guy the Oilers were going to take if they didn't move the pick in the Griffin Reinhart deal. Marcus Foligno on the right side, Jordan Greenway on the left side. Connor Dewar with Ryan Reeves and Mason Shaw. That is your rather rough and large fourth line for the Minnesota Wild. The D pairings are Jacob Middleton with Jared Spurgeon, Alex Goligoski with Matt Dumba, and John Merrill with a rookie in Kalen Addison. And starting between the pipes tonight, expecting it to be Marc-Andre Fleury, who's 3-1 in his last 5 appearances with a 3.7 goals against average and an .857 save percentage. Been an up and down year for the Flower, who's creeping close to 40 years old. But, I mean, the Oilers, they scored 3 goals on him last time. So I think they can solve them again tonight.
Well, the issue is we need to score 5 goals to win the game.
Yeah, that is becoming a bit of a concern for the Oilers. They've allowed 97 goals through 27 games this year. So that goals against average as a team is creeping a little bit too close to 4 for my liking.
Yeah,
it's north of 3,
which is scary.
You need to get that number down. So that'll be a big part of it tonight. Sherwood Ford Giant keys to victory. My giant key is going to be suppress shots like you did against Arizona. They did and Arizona is not a good offensive team. We all understand that. We all acknowledge it. But I also do think the Oilers did do some things well in that hockey game, and you need to carry that over. Tougher test against Minnesota. keep him to the outside, make life easy on Stu, suppress chances. That is my giant key to victory. Yes, this blue line that Alex heads up is a big part of it.
The Oilers did a way better job of back checking against Arizona, and I know we're talking
The
about
forwards
Coyotes.
did.
The forwards did. They need to keep that going against the Wild. Have to have that backward pressure.
Yeah, you do. But
Giant
like
key to victory?
we still gave up like 3 like 5 bell or
Way
5
too many.
alarm, whatever the term is, chances. Like, well, we have to stop that.
I know.
Like, we can sit there and be like, yay, we throttled the Arizona Coyotes
I thought
on
they had
the
a good
heels of a 14-day or 14-game road trip.
I know, but I thought they did some good things defensively in that game, and I want to see them carry forward.
Oh, yeah. There was the one goal. I think it was Hyman that got a stick on. Like, that was an automatic goal. So that's good to see. Like, so yeah, that's good. Like, there's positivity, but like, we gotta, like, this is, we got our hands full here with the Wild. You got, Kaprizov, who is dynamic.
They're not that deep, though. They have a good top line, and that's kind of it.
But, like, okay.
But they feasted on us a week ago.
We've been losing to not deep teams.
Yeah, and the Oilers aren't that deep themselves right now, which is fair.
So we got to get this win. We got to break this hex of losing to the Wild. It's so annoying. It's annoying that the Minnesota Wild own us. It's annoying. I'm annoyed. It's got to end.
You should be annoyed.
Well, I know we're all annoyed. I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. Like, this game's going to be boring. The games aren't as boring anymore. They're more high scoring. They're not 2-0, blah, blah, like they used to be. But they just have our number. And
even though they're not that same team,
they're not that good.
I still hate them the same way I did in the Jacques Lemaire era.
Well, of course. Like, it's still,
I can't
still
forget.
ingrained in us. We're never going to forget. But the thing is that they're still beating us.
I can still see Marian Gaborik laying us up, and it still drives me crazy.
I forgot about him.
He was legit for a while
there. Man.
Mm-hmm.
He was like the only good player on that team or entertaining player on that team for a long time.
Yeah.
We're stuck on 65 likes. If you're watching on the Nation Network YouTube, we got to get to 93 today. Jay, key to the game. What do you got? You're ducking the question.
Well, I was going to say score first, but we did that the last time and it did not work. So honestly, like, this is just like, we will score goals. That is what we do. So we needed to defend well against the Wild. We need to take the lessons that we did learn from the Arizona Coyote game and bring that forward to this game and limit those chances for Stu. Stu will, on those chances that we do still give up, he will be there to make those saves because Stu has proven that he can do that. But we have to play defensively well enough to keep ourselves in the game. Because, like, we like to set the expectation of us having to score 5 against Minnesota is tough. Because we have a tough time. Like, we might just only score 3, so we can only let in 2. And, like, that's very tough for us to do.
Liam, key to the game?
I think just carry the momentum over, kind of like what Jay said, is a big thing. And not obviously for the top guys, but for the other guys who aren't scoring. Like, kind of looking for something from Holloway to kind of keep his little streak alive.
He's coming.
Really well.
He is.
Yeah.
He's really coming. So we need to lean more into that. He's getting his confidence.
And I think just strong defensively is kind of a big thing for me. Like, don't let what
But is it the
happened last time.
definition of insanity for us to just keep saying strong defensively from this defensive core that we have?
I think
Like, I have to ask that question.
No, they
because
have
I'm
the
like,
ability
I
to
say it every goddamn show, and everyone's like, Jay, you must be. You keep saying the same goddamn thing. I'm like, we need to be better defensively.
True.
But like,
this blue line has the potential to be better defensively.
I'm not even talking about the blue line. I'm talking about the team.
Everyone.
Like the whole 5-man unit.
100%.
That's
100%.
That's my key.
Yep. I agree. Agreed.
All right. Baggedmilk, you got a key to victory tonight?
Tyler's insane to think that this team could be better defensively. The sample size is 7 games, 28 games?
Bouchard has struggled. He can improve. Barry has had some rough moments. He can be better than this, like we saw in the playoffs last year. Kulak's done falling down, so he'll get better. Nurse hasn't had a good start to the season. He can be better. By and large, this blue line can be better than they've shown through the first 20-some games. That's not like an insane take at all. It's a realistic take. It's a right down the middle of the fairway take. It's not straying too far one way, too far the other way.
So, okay. Let's go 28 games for we're game 56.
Okay.
And then let's revisit this moment.
No, you want to make a wager here if you are inclined to do
You're
so.
asking me to bet against the Oilers, which goes against my DNA.
In their next 27 games, their shots against and goals against at 5-on-5 will be lower than it was in the first 27.
That is
it's a measure of how good they're preventing chances and preventing goals. Oh, well, I thought the defense couldn't get better. Jay.
Okay, but it has to be by a margin. It can't be by, their goals per game have gone down by 0.01. You win the bet. No, it's got to be like a significant margin
By 10%.
to show improvement.
10%.
So 10%. So what are they goals against for now? 3 point something.
They've given up 97.
No, they have to go down below 3. It has to be 2 point something. 2.99 is fine.
Doing math 1 sec.
Can you do this out loud, please?
95 goals against divided by 27.
Yeah.
3.5.
It has to be below 3. That is
below
improvement.
3.2.
It has to be below 3. That is the fact that it's above 3 is not good. It's not good. Look at the top 10 teams in the league. There might be a couple that might be that. Might be because the Seattle Kraken, I think they're every game's a track meet against them. But like
the top 10 are all below 3.
Well, there you go.
I'm not saying they
are we
need
a top 10 team?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
but we're a top 10 team because our offense is top 3 and our defense is average. So they just got to be top 15, which would be 3.08.
3.08.
Yeah, so like I said, 3.1.
You said 3.2.
3.1 would put you in the top 15.
3.08 would put us in the top 15.
3.14 puts you in the pie.
Which is very delicious, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you're now convincing yourself that they can get better defensively.
No, I wanted to establish the goal they need to hit for this bet to be real, because I don't want to be slagging them either. But for you to your point, for the next 27 games, they have to bring it down below 3.08.
Sure.
Or sorry, keep it. Yeah.
Done.
What are we wagering? I still owe you a bottle.
You owe me a bottle, yeah. I don't think you want to go quite double or
It's
nothing.
because I believe in my Cleveland Browns. I bet with my heart.
Mm.
I'm actually hoping I lose this bet too.
Yeah, that'd
That's
be
a
great
good
for
thing.
you, because it'd probably mean you've won some other.
Now, if they make a trade in the meantime, our bet is off, because now they well, no, because
Okay,
they've
fine,
changed,
sure.
It's from the definition of insanity is expecting a different result from the same core.
Sure, if that's your definition of insanity.
Well, it's doing the same thing and expecting a different
Yep,
result.
yep.
That is the definition of
Mhm.
insanity. Craig McTavish famously coined that.
Yes.
Famously.
Okay, we're gonna get back to our short 4 giant keys to victory. What do we got here? Parker says full 60 is the key. Someone else said no stupid penalties tonight, which I agree with as well.
Now we need the power play humming, and we need the PK going.
Yeah. Who was that? Cato said no stupid penalties tonight. QF Pro said even McDavid only has over 1 point per game against the Wild. He's got to get going. So yeah, let's see if Connor can put the puck in the back of the net a few times against the Minnesota Wild. Chris and Adam both just said, Chris said play hard. So did Tyson. Adam said let in less goals than we score. That is
It's true.
No, it's so basic, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's true, but like we let in a lot of goals.
You're always putting your hand so close to me.
I'm trying to touch you.
We are coming to you live from the Sports Closet studio, sportscloset.ca. Maybe you want to pick up one of those beautiful Connor McDavid reverse retro jerseys. It's stitched wonderfully. Blue is crisp. It pops. Sportscloset.ca or one of their 3 locations in the St. Albert Mall, Sherwood Park Mall, or Kingsway Mall is where you can find it.
They've got Dylan Holloway's there that I'm stocking. I'm just waiting. That is my next jersey purchase. I am just waiting for the emotional moment to then go pursue that.
We are at 73 likes.
Okay, get the cat food ready.
Not doing that, but we're 20 away. So hammer that like button if you are just tuning in. I don't know if we're going to get 100 viewers today. I want that. I'm excited for the day when that eventually happens. Anyways, we're talking about a potential trade. And I wanted to bring this up to the group here. These Joel Edmundson rumors that are flying around. Liam, you're against them, right?
Massively. He's not welcome here.
It's because of what he did to you said I was going to come at you on that tweet.
Okay.
But is that because of the Zach Hyman hit?
We can't just keep bringing players to this team who have injured our best players.
Yeah, but like, is that one as
didn't
bad?
injure,
Like,
he did.
is that one as bad?
I mean, he missed a game. It
But
was
like,
bad
is
enough
it
for him to miss a game.
But I understand. But like,
There was talk he might have missed the game because he was sick.
Is that one like? Is that move actually a bad for culture move?
No.
It maybe
Because
not.
that's why that's what I'm trying to weigh it
I
against.
also just hate the price tag. That's also part of my
Wow.
bit now too.
So
Like,
the talk
you gotta be
is-
kidding me.
The talk is that he's going to go for the Ben Sherratt price. And Sherratt was dealt from the Habs to the Panthers at last year's deadline for a prospect, Ty Smilanac, a 4th-round pick, and a 1st-round pick. Okay. Edmundson is a little bit different. I don't think he's as good as Sherwood, but he doesn't move the puck well. He's a defense-first defenseman, but he's got one more year and a $4.1 million cap hit. For that reason alone, I think the Oilers should stay away from a guy like Joel Edmundson. I think the fact he has another year on him is why the Habs think they're going to get a first-round pick for this guy, because there's term on this deal, right? For the Oilers, you have no reason to go get a guy with term right now. You have Broberg, who
You
should
bring
be
him
able
in next year.
Yeah.
He's a rental next.
Mhm.
You want that type of defenseman on your team, though.
You
Well,
want a rental for him
Yeah.
that's going to cost you what Kulak cost you, which was a depth D-man and a second-round pick. I'm not giving up Borgo. I'm not giving up a first-round pick for Joel Edmundson. It makes no sense.
But having said that, I would take Joel Edmundson on our team right now.
Yeah, I
don't like the acquisition cost, but I would take a Joel Edmundson on our team.
Yeah.
Former Moose Jaw Warrior.
I wouldn't take him right now just because of that whole cap. The Oilers need to figure out ways to be clever with the cap and not take on a guy with 3.5 for 2 years. It's just not a smart idea.
But I said I would take.
I know. I'm just saying in general.
The
price tag doesn't make
stylistically,
sense.
Frank Saravalli TM, I'd take a Joel Edmundson on our team.
Yeah, and I would like a Joel Edmundson that moves the puck a little bit better, just a little bit better.
But that's Darnell Nurse, right? He's the puck moving, gritty guy, tough guy.
I want
leader.
Vlad Gavrikov. That's my guy.
I am open to this person you speak of.
I think his cost will be a Kulak-esque cost.
I would take it.
Niemelainen in a second for Vladislav Gavrikov.
Yeah.
I'd do that.
6'3", 27, shoots left.
UFA. So, like, if you did, for whatever reason, love the guy, then you trade Broberg in the offseason and you keep Gavrikov around as a full-time piece.
Yeah, it's just like the Kulak thing all over again, right? You treat a depth defenseman that's kind of on the fringe of being an NHLer and AHLer, and you get an actual NHL defenseman. I think it's the perfect storm.
Parker says, what if it's Lavoie and a second? I would do it. Yeah, if it was Lavoie and a second.
I'm not doing Borgo.
I'm not doing Borgo. Can't be Borgo. You can't move. That guy could score you 20 goals
He's
on
got
DLC
hands.
eventually, right?
He's got hands.
Yeah.
He's going to be good. And Lavoie could be also good, but not his ceiling is not
He's
there.
struggling.
I know.
For a couple of years.
TC says, fully sold on Gavrikov. He seems like the next Larson. Rusty says, I think there are better D-men than that we could get that would make a bigger defense. I'm with Tyler. Gavrikov is who I would go for. Smart Cowboy says he's in on Gavrikov, out on Edmonton. Tyler Mulick in all caps just said, Luke Shen. I think he's plan B. I think the Oilers should aim higher than Luke Shen. I don't think he is quite.
I love the physicality of Luke Shen, but like the
foot speed, puck moving isn't
like
there.
it's not there anymore.
What about the intangibles? He's a guy with some rings.
Yeah.
Who do you win with?
Tampa.
Oh, I don't know.
He wasn't a regular in the lineup though, so he's basically that. Maybe that's like saying Ryan Murray's got a ring.
Right, rings light.
Ring light. I like
Chason had a ring.
I like Luke Shen because he's going to cost way less than all the names we've talked about. I don't like Luke Shen because I think you can aim higher in terms of the quality you're going to add to this blue line.
And also, you don't like David Quadrelli.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Documented.
Yeah.
Quads, you heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Cato says, should the Oil make a trade sooner rather than later to get the player accustomed to the team and systems?
Then there's a lot of time left.
And it costs you more, right? Like if you're going to go get a guy now, like Edmundson costs you a first in Borgo now. By the deadline, he costs you, maybe it's a second in Niemelainen and the price creators, right?
Do you think it's more likely that Ken Holland goes out and gets, say, 2 cheaper pieces rather than like a big guy? Because we talk about like Kane, Taves, everyone else who's available. Like, would that not make the Oilers better? Add in 2 players to add like more depth to the team.
Well, to the bottom 6, yeah.
I guess just hypothetically, maybe you do like Domi and Gavrikov.
So your question would be like, would getting Domi and Gavrikov be better than just getting Taves?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so too. I think that
so
should
too,
be
yeah.
the play for the
100%. 100%.
They have the top guys to obviously go and do stuff, even on defense. Like Nurse and CC are struggling right now because they don't have the guys behind them to help them.
Yeah.
So you bring another defensive guy in, and then you bring in a two-way forward. And like we had that guy the other week talking about Domi and how good he's been face-offs wise and stuff like that. Maybe he's kind of a third-line center or third-line player for you, wherever you want to put him, right? And he's cheap. He'd be like $1.5 million if you kept him at 50.
I would do that.
Yeah, I think that's a decent plan.
I'll never forget too. And Max Domi one-punched Ryan Kessler, so he's always going to have a spot in my heart.
Yeah,
always
he
have
is
that.
welcome in this city.
Mm-hmm.
Liam welcomes you.
We need 13 more likes if you're watching on YouTube. Over 90 of you watching on YouTube right now.
Hey, everybody.
Maybe send out some tweets, boys. Let's get some tweets out. See if we can get this bad boy up to 100
I've been
today.
tweeting.
Good. I appreciate that.
We've had people literally come from Twitter and Facebook to drop likes on the video, then go back to Twitter and Facebook.
I'm going to unleash the power of my Twitter account.
I respect it.
We're going to do this today.
There's so
I
much
believe.
power.
We're 6 away from 100 viewers too, active viewers.
All right.
Here's an interesting little nugget that came out today. Elliot Friedman on the 32 Thoughts podcast said
Never heard of
this. Edmonton has tried to move Jesse Puljujarvi, but teams have not made offers that the Oilers felt were fair due to his lack of production. But after his recent comments, they may have no choice but to trade him for the best possible deal that they can get right now.
We talked about that on Oilers Nation Radio. You kind of have to.
I think once you get to the deadline, yes. I think his recent comments shouldn't do anything to change how quickly you're trying to move on.
No,
from this
then
guy.
the value's already ground level.
Yeah.
We can get Eric Carlson for him. What are you talking about?
Allegedly, in Frank's opinion.
So why don't you do that then?
I don't know, man.
It's
I
like,
don't know.
why don't you do that?
See, the thing with Puljujarvi is there's no way the Oilers didn't already know all this stuff. Like that article didn't come out and was like, oh shit, like Puljujarvi isn't happy.
Oh,
It's
he
like the
doesn't
Oilers
it
don't
here?
know he's only got one goal.
Yeah, like,
What?
So
crazy
I'm
shit.
going to start taking a different approach to the team because I don't know if anyone saw that article with Taylor Hall about how it can be tough playing in Edmonton because the media is very hard and critical of you and you're just surrounded by it and it's nonstop.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should try to play our role to take some ownership in that.
That's why I'm manifesting goals for Puljujarvi.
So it's not the player's fault. It's the team that brought the player here. It's the people that make those decisions. It's not the player's fault. Player
that he
gets
can't
off.
score?
Hey, Liam, here's a $3 million contract.
No,
Who's at fault? You for signing it or me for offering it?
Obviously, you for offering it. It's the same
Exactly.
argument with Cassian. That's why we
So-
have to trade him.
We have to, I want to start focusing a rung on the ladder up and stop being more critical of players. We know what Puljujarvi is. We should never have given him a $3 million contract. That's the real issue. And you should have spent that $3 million on a Max Domi.
I don't know if giving him a $3 million deal was that bad to start the season. Was it? Wasn't
It
it?
was terrible.
No,
He wasn't terrible.
It
last
was
season.
absolutely terrible.
At this point last year, what were we saying?
He's
He
gonna
was
be a
almost
20
a
goal
point a
scorer.
game.
Not include me in the we, please.
Okay. At this point last season, Baggedmilk, we were talking about, is it going to cost $4 or $5 million to extend
he looked
him?
like he was going to have a 20-goal season last year.
And it was next to McDavid. And then he got hurt and he fell apart. And we all know the way things have gone since then. I don't think giving him a $3 million contract is a mistake. I also don't think criticizing the guy is...
I'm not criticizing him.
Oh, we're at 99 concurrent viewers. I'm going to lose
Well,
it.
then, Jay, are you just as equally upset about Kyler Yamamoto's contract?
It currently, yes. I do believe there's more upside with Yamamoto than with Puljujarvi. 100%. I think they're two completely different players. I think Yamamoto's actually in a slump. I think Puljujarvi is Puljujarvi.
So you think Yamamoto...
I don't think we should have done 2 years. We did 2 years of Yamo, right?
Yeah,
that was a
3.1.
mistake. 1 year was the move. A little reward, a little bump. And then you see what you got after that. Puljujarvi, I think it was a mistake.
I think the upside on Puljujarvi was good enough to give him that deal. I think he's just like, it's been mentioned a couple of times too. Like if he had scored on Demko in the first game of the season, like he did last season and had a really good start to the year, it's kind of a different conversation. And obviously he didn't. So
Yeah,
No,
if he had
I-
30
see, I don't
points
buy
right
that
now, it's a
either.
different conversation, yes.
I don't buy that one moment really affected him too much because, like, man, you can't let one moment affect you that much.
but that's who he is. He rides the waves of his emotions. And he's clearly doing that right now, and that's why he's not scoring. So
Well,
if
and
you
it doesn't
score
help
early in
that
the
we're
year, it takes some
piling
luck away.
on that either. So like that's why it's.
But we need to talk about the team and what's going on. We can't just be like, well,
yeah,
that's not happening.
but so like let's talk about Puljujarvi, the person who is just essentially a bottom 6 player.
Yeah,
and that's what he is, and that's fine.
And I've been saying that for a while. Play him on the third line. Let him thrive in that role. Quit trying to force him. Quit trying to force a round peg into a square hole.
Although he did he looked a lot better against Arizona. I think Arizona, like the one thing the Arizona game is going to do is it's going to give some guys that need a confidence boost. Like Puljujarvi actually made some plays and had some really good touches and some good chances. So like there's like I know there's skill set there, but obviously like a lot of it with these guys is in between the ears.
I liked Gregor's point yesterday in his article at Oilersnation.com where he said we're almost at a point with Puljujarvi's career where he has to make the choice if he's okay being a third line player, kind of like an Andrew Cogliano did.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There is zero wrong with it. Zero.
You make a good living doing that.
There's a pressure being the 4th overall pick. And we can look at how that was we messed that up and blah, 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 and who we could have taken. Whatever. That's behind us. What do we got?
Because we see it with Nuge too. Like he's a 1st overall pick, but he's not akin to some of the other guys that go in that spot, but he's carved out a hell of a niche for himself.
Well, you look at that draft class, like he's not like, there's Kucherov way below
but like everybody missed on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like, he's not that far. Like I know Nuge is not Kucherov, but like you look at his point totals, like he's not like, it's not like Kucherov's like 400 points ahead of him.
No, it's not crazy. And the series having an absolute heater, but
yeah.
When do you think the tag of being a high pick goes away? Because like Zach Cassian was 13th overall too.
Mm-hmm.
And just like we said, Nuge, but we kind of just
after a few trades, it gets kind of whittled down, right? So like when Cassian came to us, we're like, oh, 1st rounder offensive guy. We're like, great guy who fights, right? Like that's like it's now like the narrative has changed.
Yeah. But now we're looking. I guess
whoever now 4th overall guy. Like,
so do you think he's just gonna have that tag until he leaves Edmonton?
Or it just
whenever
it takes time, right? Like sometimes some trade normally happens in these situations, and that's kind of new market change. Like look at Luch. Yeah. Luch is a 4th liner in Edmonton. We would love the shit out of him, but we paid him to be a 1st liner. We put the expectations of him being a 1st liner, and that didn't work out because he's not a 1st liner. Now, granted, like it's funny how they forget the salary, but like they love Luch in Calgary. But they love him for just being the physical beast that he is.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? And he's not the Boston Bruins Luch anymore. Right? Luke Shen, for like 1st round pick, right?
5th overall.
5th, right? Big high pick, like real good start to his career, real impact defenseman. Obviously, like the game kind of changed and his like he's a different player now, but like now he's just a guy that just crushes guys. He's in Vancouver, he's loved. And he's probably been loved in the last few teams he's been at, but he's been compensating accordingly. Like he's now been slotted in the role where he needs to be slotted in.
I guess our equivalent is Cody Ceci.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly.
8th, 9th overall, and now I don't.
He's the offensive guy in Ottawa,
but
But
he's still a 1st pairing defenseman, which is like elite at the end, and maybe probably shouldn't be, right? Like he probably should be on a really good team.
Yeah,
he's probably 2nd pair defenseman, which like that's the issue with our defense. Like we got everyone kind of misclassed because we don't have a choice. Like we're Justin Schultz again, but Cody Ceci is performing at that level. Like he's been great.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was a home run find and signing. The fact that he can play in our 1st pair, even though he technically is not a 1st pair defenseman, and paying him what we pay him. Like that's a win.
Yeah.
We got to find some more of those wins, right? Like you gotta have $7 million you spend on your bottom 6, but they're like the top 5 bottom 6 in the league. Like you need to do those things. You got to be so efficient, and you got to find those guys, and you got to do that. And we don't have all that stuff, right? But we got to find, like, we do find the odd win here, and it's helping. Like that's why our window is now, right? We've done enough to open up our window, but we need to like now go to market and address those glaring holes that we still have. Which loops back to Puljujarvi on a deep run. He is just like a hard skating checker on the 3rd or 4th line on a good team going on a run. And that's okay.
I think the big thing with Puljujarvi is I don't think he plays well with McDavid.
No, you can't. You can't. Like you're setting up to fail. Like it worked last year just because he was just like vibing and
confident.
But like there's so much pressure playing with a guy like McDavid. You have to be the right mindset.
And I don't think he plays quick enough to play with McDavid. And I think he overthinks a lot of things. Where I think he's better is on the second or third line because it's slowed down a little bit more, and he can just, like you said, play his own game. He doesn't have to go and park his ass in front of the net like he's being told to. Like,
Well, and he
plays a
doesn't
skill role.
He doesn't feel the pressure to be like, I have the puck on my stick. It has to go to Connor.
And he does.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing. Like he's like, I got to. And if they're both on his line, holy shit! That's
Yeah.
And I think we saw the best of him against Chicago when he made that quick backhand pass to Nuge, and that was like a quick high end offensive play to make.
Yeah,
and he wasn't playing with McDavid.
Yeah, so like let's show like Puljujarvi is a bottom six guy. That's great. It's just bottom six guys should not make $3 million, and that's the issue. And that's not Puljujarvi.
They can if they're really good.
Like, but
you can afford to have one.
Like you're talking about like a third line guy that's still getting you like 50 points or 40 points.
Who are you talking about? Do you got an option?
18 goals, something like that. Like,
yeah, but that okay. That's fine.
I think of who am I thinking off the top of my head? Usually, I guess, and because he's not a center, maybe. But like, if you were paying Ryan McLeod $3 million to be a really good third line center for you, none of us would complain. And
well,
that's what I'm getting at,
paying
right?
him $775. So
yeah, we're not. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, we got to start working towards the.
Puljujarvi's on pace for 3 goals this year.
Yes,
is that good or bad?
But that'll pick up.
That's $1 million a goal. So unless you're the Saudi Arabian Soccer League paying Cristiano Ronaldo $200 million to do God knows what,
I don't think he scores 200 goals.
Probably not.
That's a hot take. That's hot, red hot.
A big problem for me is that I'm looking at the other stats right now. They don't have a forward outside of Connor, Leon, Nuge, Hyman, and I guess Evander Kane that's on pace for a 15-goal season.
I think it's just a big ripple effect of everything because Yamo isn't scoring. Yes, he isn't scoring. Warren Foegele isn't scoring. So you have all these guys, and then they're expected to play together, but none of them have any confidence to help the other guy out. Therefore, it's hard to expect any of them to actually score goals.
And Foegele was just starting to get his mojo a bit too, but like Foegele should be on your third line.
It's annoying that this team doesn't have it in their DNA because, like, to me, this is a team that screams for needing a line brawl. You know what I mean? Just to get everybody in the pile, everybody on the same page.
Should go jump into the other team's bench.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing would get the juices flowing like a line brawl.
Bush needs to get into a fight because he's acting right now.
Oh my Lord, Jay. So the guy doesn't play hard, and you're like, he's soft. He needs to play mean. Then he plays mean, and you're like, act job.
Yeah, he's acting as if. So he needs to get into a fight to really solidify this. Is what I'm saying.
Into a fight. He's got to keep doing what he's doing.
I am surprised this team isn't pissed off enough to actually just go and fight, though.
That's what I mean. Like,
thank you, Liam.
That's what I mean. Like, they're not. Again, I've talked about this on ON Radio before, where there was a play a couple weeks ago when somebody touched Vasilevsky in Tampa, and the entire line jumped in the pile.
4 guys dropped the gloves and went into the corner. 4.
One of them was Stamkos.
Instantly.
It would be 4. One of them was Stamkos. Yeah. Like and then like Connor gets pushed down, albeit like not that crazy. Gets pushed down the Arizona game. Nothing happened.
That's what I mean.
Nothing. Like, someone just touched our captain, and not only just our captain, the best player in the world, and we're just gonna be like, okay, whatever.
And that's like, that annoys me a little bit. Like, I don't expect guys to fight every game,
but like go in there and like push the guy, like stand up for one another.
One thing I can tell you with absolute certainty is that if Evander Kane was on the ice when that happened, somebody would have got a glove in the face.
100%. That's exactly it. We allow ourselves to be pushed, and we do not push back.
We're going to move towards the wrap here today and get into the bets for this evening, courtesy of our friends at Betway. Liam?
I completely forgot what I picked, to be honest. It's been a long show.
Oh, well, good. We'll put them up on the screen for you.
Edmonton Oilers to win.
Obviously.
Fair.
I mean, it's an Oilers show.
They need to. The fact that we've never won against the Wild, and the fact that it's minus 130, I feel like it should be juicier. We're owed.
Yes.
And then you also have in here Leon to find the back of the net.
I mean, why not, right? He's pretty good at scoring goals. I feel like plus money. It's like the Matthews one yesterday. If you find one of the best scorers in the league at plus money, you kind of got to chase it.
I don't hate that. I like going with a little parlay on those two. Oilers to win, Draisaitl 2+ points, plus 200. Juicy enough for you?
I'm going to do that and McDavid. That's what I hit last game. Actually, I had the over in it as well. Sprinkled the over. Makes it plus 300.
One bet that I love, and I say it all the time right now, is if you just want like an easy money bet, a couple of free dollars in your jeans, is over 1.5 total power play goals at minus 105. either the Oilers are going to get it themselves or the PK sucks so bad that they're going to allow it.
It's designed.
It's free money.
It's designed to hit.
It's free money for you.
Amazing.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Bet responsibly. Be advised.
Yes.
Yeah, Betway 19 plus. Please bet responsibly. I like. I like going with that one. You're convincing me. I usually don't love those styles of bets, but it's a good one.
It's just I've been doing it almost on a nightly basis, and I think in the last 10 games, we're talking about like 7 or 8 wins.
Yeah. My NHL bets last night swept. I went 5 for 5. So tonight, if you want to have a little bit of fun, the Rangers are plus 175 on the puck line, taking on the Avs, who are brutally banged up. It's a good spot. The Avs are missing everyone.
Yes,
that is true. But like,
and the Rangers just beat the Golden Knights 5-1. Shesterkin's figuring it out. Rangers puck line, and also the Kraken are road dogs against the Capitals. Kraken are 8-1-1. One of the best road teams. They're
starting
NHL.
I just think they're fake news.
The Kraken are starting their slide. It is starting to slide.
Kraken plus 275 on the puck line. Ding. That and the Rangers, one of them wins. You're profiting tonight. Those are my NHL bets. And Sidney Crosby to go over 1.5 points.
Oh, one more for.
I did do that actually.
Oh, that's got to be
juicy.
One more for the Oilers that I got because the guy, it's coming. Zach Hyman over 3.5 shots at plus 115.
Wow. Yeah, I'm all over that.
The guy
hit it last game.
It's not for a lack of trying with him. It's not for a lack of chances. They're going to go in.
I could be tempted to take him to score tonight as well.
Zach Hyman's got to come.
I'm bolting onto all this, a Yamo goal. And I'm going Oilers to win with Connor with 2 points. I'm not going to do the over tonight because if we do what we're supposed to, we're going to limit. If the Oilers decor are going to do what Tyler thinks they can do, as keep them to below 3 goals against.
Yep.
Make them elite. Then we will win 3-4-2. So 6.5 is probably not going to happen in that event, obviously. So I'm just going to not chase the dragon, and I'm just going to go Oilers plus Connor to get 2 points.
Right. So it was a long show, but this was the most successful live stream we've ever done on the show.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Longer is better.
We hit our like goal, and for that, I am grateful. Thanks to everyone who tuned in today.
106 likes. We
106
only have
likes.
103 viewers. I have one more bet.
Okay.
France over England?
Plus 200. England to win.
It's coming home.
It is coming home.
I am with you. I will back it up.
Yep.
And the Oilers don't play this weekend, so we aren't doing a show. This is the first time since we started doing the show that no Saturday or Sunday show.
That's why I'm going to Cincinnati to watch the Browns play on Sunday.
Browns Bengals. Yeah, you're going to be in attendance for that.
That's why I'm going to the FIS Big Air World Cup tomorrow at Commonwealth Stadium.
Sans Tyler.
And that's why I'm celebrating Christmas.
That's why I am also celebrating Christmas.
I'm celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Shut up.
Which one?
Both.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, it's Easter Sunday this weekend at my house.
Yep. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
I'll be drinking warm beers in celebration. I'm watching Coronation Street.
I will be eating croissants.
That is the most. Do you actually watch Coronation Street?
Yeah, when
We've
my
talked about
mom
this
watches
before.
Coronation Street every night.
It moves slower than real time. It's astonishing. My mom watched it as well. Like her and my dog Sarah would get up and she'd make a cup of tea for my dog and put it in her bowl, and then she would have a cup of tea. They'd have tea together, and they'd watch Coronation Street. The week wrap up. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
A warm English brown pale ale.
Delish.
Do you want tea when you have your cat food?
What kind of tea would pair well with cat food?
Oh, nice.
Peppermint, perhaps?
Ooh.
English breakfast?
English breakfast.
Oh,
yes.
English breakfast is legit.
Well, it depends when you're eating the cat food, I suppose.
Mhm.
Kicking it off, or you're just going to dwell on it all day?
I think it'll nice if we wash it down and be real nice.
I'm going to need someone to wash it down.
Well, not if I give you a little bit of dry kibble with some wet food. Mix it in together. That's a party of flavors.
All right,
Give me
okay,
some
we are-
catnip, and then you have to go deal with everything in a litter box.
We are off the rails, as Desker says, yes, but we are running out of time to wrap this thing up.
There's no time. There's
I was
never
out
any
at
time.
I was out at Sherwood for the Giant yesterday. They have a new mobile service truck. It is very cool.
I've seen
We
it.
were chatting. We were like, oh man, like you come out from after the Oilers game tonight, and it's like, oh, my car won't start. Sherwood Ford. They would be there to help you out in that case. It's a very interesting little service they offer. I'm excited to learn
they
more.
don't just sell trucks, Tyler. Their service is actually unreal. Now you as a Nation truck owner get to use the services of Sherwood Ford for that truck, and you get to see how seamless of an experience it is.
The best.
Sometimes if my schedule doesn't work, they come and just pick up my car and service it and drop it off for me. That is cool.
It's intense. Shout out to our friends at Sherwood Ford, the Giant Sports Closet, sportscloset.ca for the sports fan in your life this Christmas. Just crush it all out. They'll handle it for you. And as well, Soho, Yeg, and Cornerstone Insurance. Thank you, all three of you, for hopping in and doing this bad boy in person today. Shout out to everyone who is in the chat as well. Enjoy your Friday. Hopefully the Oilers kick off our weekend with a big W. Chat with you Monday.
Goodbye.